Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. I wanted to talk about a coin that has been leading the market since 2020. This is a coin that's recently found itself back in the top 10 of market cap, and most everybody is ignoring it and not paying it any attention. I've watched this crypto outperform the majority of the market for a long time, and now it's breaking new all-time highs and is looking like a massive move is coming. So today, I wanted to share with you guys my analysis inside of Hex, talk about some updates, talk about some things that I see on the long-term trend, and why I think that this thing is going to continue to lead the rest of the market throughout this year. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys join and sign up for the Discord server of over 20,000 members and growing. Links are going to be provided for you in the description to go ahead and sign up for that. Now, on top of all of that, guys, I also have a free ebook that's linked in the description, and this is going to be for new guys getting into the market that just want an extra study guide to go off of. I put a lot of really good information in there, and it's the information that helped me from being unprofitable to being profitable inside of these markets. So I made that free for you guys to download. Links are going to be provided for you in the description. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, so before we actually jump into the Hex analysis, I wanted to quickly touch up about Bitcoin because I felt like it's a really important time to actually update. Now, this is pretty much the layout that I was following. These green entry boxes are where I was going to look to accumulate if in fact this yellow box failed support. But that was not the case. Yellow box held, and we actually managed to not only retest support and bounce, but we also broke from this descending resistance. And so really all I had watched for from here is the potential of a retest. But regardless, I do expect that we're going to be breaking out. That was really what I was watching for first and foremost. If we were going to get a breakout of this resistance, on top of that, if we were going to hold support here, which we got both of those. And so that's looking really good. This is why I'm expecting to see a lot of new money. This is why I'm expecting to see a lot of new money actually flooding into the altcoins and, you know, the entire crypto space in general, is because now that Bitcoin's breaking out and it's looking like it's going to be getting more upside, that coupled with more stimulus that's coming, you know, I just see more reasons to be bullish right now. You know, we've held support. We've managed to hold all of our levels that were of importance to us. Now that we're breaking out, you know, I'm going to continue to be watching for new all-time highs because I do expect that's what's to be next. Now, with that being said, when this thing goes to new all-time highs, we're going to see a big increase in the altcoins because the Bitcoin dominance chart is about to fall. And when that happens, altcoins always rally super hard. And one of my favorite altcoins that I expect to do very well is actually Hex. So for you guys that maybe do not know, Hex is actually a crypto that was made from one of these guys that I first started watching when I first got into the markets back in 2017. His name is Richard Hart. He created Hex a long time ago with the intention that all of the Bitcoin that are out there are already accumulated by whales. You know, 1% of addresses holds 90% of the Bitcoin supply. And so what Hex was basically a way for the retail or the average person to come in and then claim their coin, right? So everybody would either deposit their Bitcoin or they would deposit their ETH, they would lock it away, and then they would get Hex in return. And this mechanism of actually having people lock away their funds for extended lengths of time has caused the price of Hex to actually rise significantly. And I really don't hear anybody talking about this coin for some reason. I don't really know why. Now, the thing about Hex is it's really been one of the best performing cryptos since 2020. And I know a lot of people that have actually gotten into this, and when I look at this chart, it really just doesn't look like anything that's really done yet. You know, this to me looks like an early cycle. We have managed to grow quite a bit in the short time that we've been going, but in my opinion, this entire move was really just our first impulse inside of this new cycle, right? This was our correction back down. And now we're starting to go back up again. So really, when I look at this chart, it literally just looks like one big one wave. And now we're getting ready for that 3. Now, I'm not going to try and draw Elliott waves on a log scale chart because we all know that when these things go into price discovery, it just makes the chart dwarfed and pretty much pointless to even look at. And that's really what I'm expecting to happen next inside of this chart. You know, what we've seen up to this point has been Hex really taking advantage of all of the money that's getting locked away into their contracts. On top of that, it's a really good crypto to actually stake, earn rewards with, because it has a pretty high APY. Now, with this one, guys, this really was our first move. This was our first impulse. And from this, this to me just looks like a one of the three, right? Wave one, we're going to get a big push here, and then we're still going to get even more upside here. I do think that this next move is going to be really big. And what it honestly reminds me of, if we actually come back and take a look at the early day ETH chart, I think that you guys are going to be able to understand a little bit more what I mean here. And so ETH actually had this consolidation, and it looks pretty similar to what we're seeing today inside of Hex. So let's take this. Let's take this entire final move of ETH, and let's go back over to this chart here. And I'll share with you guys kind of what I meant here. So when I look at this chart, it honestly just reminds me a lot of this Ethereum cycle that we saw. It's almost the same type of pattern. Well, it really is the same type of pattern. And really what that is the ascending triangle. And it's pretty much doing this exact same consolidation, right? Now, ascending triangle, you're going to have an ascending support. So in this case, let's actually move this up. So in this case, you're going to have an ascending support, right? This is our trend line that's going up, and then we're going to have a horizontal resistance. And that's how you know an ascending triangle. And these patterns are very, very profitable inside of crypto, specifically in the bull runs. Anytime you start seeing the ascending triangle pattern popping up, just expect to see a big push on the upside when it comes to fruition. And the fact of the matter is, guys, we've now broken out of the resistance. Keep in mind, we could chop around here for a little bit before going up. But regardless, now that we've broken out of this horizontal resistance set here at about 1.5 cents, I do think that we're going to be starting that next big move on the upside. These are pretty much the same type of chart. Obviously, it can look a little bit different here, but it is an obvious ascending triangle. We've seen how prior ascending triangles have played out in times past. I mean, we could even take a look at Bitcoin back in 2015, or 2016, I should say. This is actually when I got into Bitcoin originally, was this move here. I bought Bitcoin at 450 bucks. So it was literally right here before we got that breakout. And Bitcoin made this exact same consolidation pattern, right? The ascending triangle. Now this one's a little bit different in the way that it was made because of the fact this was coming after our first little breakout of this downtrend. And, you know, the impulse that came after was good, but this was really slow, methodical uptrending before we went parabolic. And so I honestly think that this one's going to be a lot more parabolic than that. It makes more sense to me, especially because this is an altcoin, guys. We've seen with the altcoins, when they start to go, they move so quick. And that's honestly what I think that Hex is getting ready for. And that's actually exactly what I'm thinking Hex is getting ready for. We haven't seen any type of major blow off tops yet. This to me just looks like really early accumulation. You know, we're currently sitting at like 3 billion in market cap. So we're not as high as I thought we were, even though there was a period of time where Hex was in the top 10 market cap. I do believe that in this next move, we will start to see it rally back up and potentially reclaim that top 10 status inside of market cap. This next big move is going to happen quick. It's going to be impulsive, and it's important that we prepare for it beforehand so that we can actually make a little money. Now, do I hold any Hex? No, I don't. I had the opportunity of getting in here really low a couple different times, and I didn't do it for some reason. You know, every time I haven't done that, I've always hated myself for not doing it because this thing has performed so well. And now that we're kind of finishing out of this accumulation pattern, I do believe we're going to get a strong push. And, you know, if it continues to follow the Ethereum fractal, then we could be looking at about another 200% gain from here. And so, based off of a crypto that with over 3 billion in market cap, I do think that that is going to be very profitable. And this should see this thing come back up within the top 10 in market cap. Now, I wanted to come over here and actually take a look at the Ethereum and Bitcoin pairs to just kind of analyze some things. Now, with the Ethereum pair, this thing looks pretty solid. It just looks like it's kind of making this nice rounded bottom formation. Now, we come down and hit this support level a few different times. And each time we hit this support level, we get a bounce, right? And each one of these bounces has kind of been short-lived. And where it stands right now, I do think that we're going to be kind of finishing out these type of patterns, and we should see a move back up to about here. Maybe we get a pullback, but I do think that we're going to start to see it go up something like this. We will see the next stages up where it starts to uptrend, and we will, you know, the next move we should start seeing it break out of these highs. Now, the question is, how much is it going to outperform Ethereum? Well, I don't know, because Ethereum's now in price discovery, and so the trick to be had now, guys, is if Ethereum is actually going to be outperforming Bitcoin, we want to be looking at the Ethereum pairs because we want to be able to accumulate more Ethereum. If Ethereum is going to be outperforming the majority of the market, then obviously it makes more sense to accumulate ETH over Bitcoin. And so this is going to be an interesting time for Hex. You know, are we going to actually see it continue to outperform ETH? I think that we will, based off of the next move that I think is going to be coming for Hex. You know, we might not even see this type of an accumulation. We could see a really quick pump. Just a big green candle that comes up, something like this. Maybe we see a small little pullback here before just keeping this uptrend going and going very parabolic. It's hard to say when we're this early inside of a cycle. Now the ETH's just barely breaking those all-time highs along with Hex again. You know, we could see a big rise in value against the ETH pairs depending on how big the next move comes for these altcoins. Now, the last chart on the list today is going to be the Bitcoin pair. The reason I saved the Bitcoin pair for last is just mainly because of the fact I personally believe the ETH is a better hold over this year, and it's going to outperform Bitcoin, so I want to make more ETH. I don't care to make more Bitcoin. ETH is the bigger driver of value, I should say. Now, with this, guys, we've pretty much just followed the dollar pair. We've pretty much just followed the dollar pair just with a little bit more... We've pretty much just followed the dollar pair. The only real difference here is the fact that it's a little bit more volatile. We finished the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse, and now we've corrected back down. We saw some nice bullish divergence forming here. This to me just looks like your standard accumulation that's going on. Now that we're starting to go back up, I do think that the next move is going to see a pretty big candle where we could see Hex rally upwards of 60 sats next. You know, if we can come over here, reclaim this level, then I would expect to see us going into new all-time highs soon. This is going to be the case on the Bitcoin pair. It's going to be the case on the ETH pair as well. You know, the dollar pair is the most bullish, obviously. Very obvious looking ascending triangle formation. I do think that we're going to see a big push, whether we chop around here at this previous resistance now acting as support, or whether we just start to kind of fly into the new all-time highs. We're going to watch and see, but regardless, guys, all the charts are really showing that we have the potential to see a lot more upside here, whether you're trading the ETH pair, whether you're trading the Bitcoin pair, and we should expect to see that follow suit. Now, guys, this is the video I had for you. I wanted to make sure that I covered Hex. I haven't talked about it on this channel, but it's performed so well compared to a lot of the cryptos. Every time this thing drops, you know, it drops really hard, but whenever it rebounds even harder on the upside. And so, had you bought any of these Hex dips, you would have been in great profit. Every single one of these dips was profitable. Every one of these dips gets bought up quickly. Big impulses every single time. And now we're actually starting to leave the accumulation, starting to break out of these ascending triangles. I'm expecting to see a big move coming, and we should be prepared for that right now. So anyways, guys, thank you all so much for the support. Thank you for tuning into this video. For the people that have waited this long that want to actually understand how to sign up for my video course and signals, inside the Discord, I offer 2 different groups. I offer the video course, which is going to be 20 educational videos that teach you guys how to trade using technical analysis. And then I also have my signals, and the signals are really just the ability to copy my entire long-term portfolio, follow every trade that I take over this next cycle, and get access to both of my portfolios, not only my short-term, but my long-term, so you guys know exactly what I'm doing over the course of this bull cycle. You guys can also direct message me, ask me any questions that you want, and I'm going to be there to help you guys support through this entire cycle, because I know how emotional it gets, I know how crazy and parabolic things get, and that's why it really is important to have somebody that you can kind of come to, ask questions, and really just get that little bit of support to be more profitable and really maximize your own profitability over the cycle. So guys, if this sounds interesting to you, links are going to be provided for you in the description. You guys can purchase them together or separate. If you can only pick one, I always recommend going with the signals first, because the signals are the way for you guys to copy my portfolio, are the way for you guys to follow my trades, and are the way for you guys to make the most money over this next cycle. Links are going to be provided for you in the description. With that being said, guys, if you don't want to actually sign up for my video course or signals, I do have a free ebook that's also linked in the description that you guys can download today for free. Check that out. Lots of exciting information that I know is going to help you out a lot, because it helped me out tremendously just by understanding some of the basic principles that I'm going to give to you guys inside of that book. Check it out. Links are provided for you in the description. Go check out the video course and signals too. And with all that being said, guys, I will catch you in the next video. As always, peace out.